Hey everyone, and welcome to the Epic SumUp Introduction webinar. I'm Johanna, and today I'm going to briefly show you all the Epic SumUp features and give you a quick introduction so you can start working with Epic SumUp. So if you have any questions, you can check out the resources we've linked in the follow-up email of this webinar, or just book a meeting there with us, reply to the email, and then we can have a chat. But now, let's get started with a quick history of Epic SumUp. Okay, so let's quickly dive into the history of Epic SumUp. So, in short, at the beginning of Aptus, so in 2015, we started to use epics as projects with delegated tasks underneath. But the problem with that was because we were a team of developers and project managers, some people were working with story points and some people were working with time, but we had no real way to track both at the same time. And that's the main reason we developed Epic SumUp, and that's where it also got its name. So, after we've covered the brief history of Epic SumUp, I just wanted to quickly dive into what most people use Epic SumUp for, which is tracking the progress of your work and managing the work as well. So as mentioned, most people use Epic SumUp just like we do for tracking the progress of their customer projects, consulting projects, or just development progress with story points for their epics, and then also tracking those together. And we not only do that tracking, but to help you manage your work, you can click on any of the Epic SumUp progress bars, and then a detail view open up. It's similar to an Excel sheet, and there you can adjust values, filter, and everything, so you can manage your work better. But now let's dive deeper into Epic SumUp's features, starting with our progress bars. So our progress bars sum up all related values within a hierarchy, for example, like time. And the values, so the progress bars, are always live calculated, so the information is always up to date. We have a set of predefined progress bars, which include time, completed issues, and status category, but you can also track other fields like story points or business values or more custom fields you create, and you can even perform simple calculations with our calculated progress bar to keep track of, for example, personnel costs. And we offer you these flexible options so you can track the progress of exactly the metrics you want. Now that we've talked about progress bars, I can show you where you can use them. And we are already viewing one place, which is the summary panel. In the summary panel, you can add different progress bars just as you need. And this summary panel can be configured on a global basis, on a project basis, per issue type, as well on a global or project level, and on an individual issue as well. So you have a lot of different options, so you can track only the metrics that you need in that context. Up next, I'll show you one of Epic SumUp's most powerful features, which is the detail view editor. You can access the detail view editor across a few entry points in Jira and by clicking on any progress bar. So, the detail view editor is a structured issue viewer and Excel-like editor. It will show you related values to the progress bar from where you open it. So in this case, I've opened it up from the time progress bar, so I'm seeing some time values like original estimate and more. So what we developed the detail view editor for is to check in with details. So in the detail view editor, you can see your whole hierarchy, and then you can find out, for example, where someone misestimated or why the project is going over budget, where too much time was spent, etc. And now I'm going to show you some of the things you can do. So first thing is you can create customized live reports. And for that we have some filtering options like our predefined filters, for which include not completed issues or over original estimation. And once you set these filters, you can see that the summary row right here automatically sums up the values. And then you can also use our column filters right here for more detailed filtering. And if you want to add more columns, you can add them through our column selector. We support your default fields, our progress bars, and also custom fields and some fields from other apps. And if you're missing a field, you can contact us and we'll see what we can do. You can also drag and drop these columns in another order or remove them if needed. And then once you've found a great order, you can save them as a layout, you can save them for yourself, or if you're an admin, for everyone to use. So you can have different layouts for different use cases. So in this case, I have one for project planning, but you can also have one for sprint planning with the sprints, the story points, estimation, the release version, and everything. So now I'm going to show you some of the things you can edit. So you can edit almost any field in the detail view editor. And for that, you just need to double click on it, type your new number, and you're done. And you can also use copy and paste. For example, if you want to, after a project is done, you want to set the remaining time to 0 for all issues, you can just copy and then paste. And I'm using shortcuts for this. And then once you're done with that and have created your report and adjusted values and filtered and everything, you can send these results to other tools like the issue navigator or bulk change or our timesheet as well, or you can export them to Excel or CSV. Next, I'll show you Epic SumUp's simple timesheet. So in the timesheet are listed all the work logs of your task, and if you've filtered them out, only of your filtered task. And here you can further analyze your work logs and also create a work log report. And to create this report, you have different filtering options. One option would be to set a specific time period for like the previous 2 months, or use some presets like the previous month. And then you also have a grouping option to group by issue, author, or work log date. And by whatever you group and whatever time period you select, you'll see a summary of all the included work logs in the upper right corner. And once you're done with creating your report, you can export it to Excel and CSV, or also show it in other tools. Up next, I'll show you something that is often overlooked in project management, and those are comments and attachments. So what Epic SumUp did is that we created a comments and attachments counter, which sum up, similar like progress bars, all the attachments or comments within an issue. And just like progress bars, if you click on them, you get a more detailed overview. So you can see all the comments in one view, and then also group them by author, create date, or issue. And one thing is that you can also search for a specific comment, which also works for emails added as comments. And for the attachment overview, it's basically the same thing, but one thing you have here is the preview gallery. So if you have difficult file names and everything, you can just swipe through this gallery and easily search for your attachment. Now that we've covered all the overviews, I can show you one of the most popular entry points in Epic SumUp, which is our dashboard gadget. We developed the dashboard gadget so you can keep track of multiple top-level issues at once. This can be epics used as projects, or also epics you use in development. And the way it works is that first you define a filter including all those top-level issues, which you can then add to the dashboard gadget, and then you can define the columns you want to see. In this case, I've chosen status, time because I'm tracking customer projects, and the due date. And then every day you can go in, check this dashboard gadget, and you have a top-level overview over everything, over every project and everything that's going on. And then you can check the progress bars, and if there's something wrong, like if something is going over budget, like in this case, you can click on the progress bar and use the detail view editor for further analysis. And as we're getting towards the end, and because I've talked a lot about summing up your whole hierarchy and everything, I just wanted to quickly cover which hierarchies we actually support. So we support Jira default hierarchies with epics, tasks underneath and their subtasks. Then we also support hierarchies created by Jira Advanced Roadmaps. And on data center and server, Epic SumUp has something called containers, which are an additional structural element that allow you to create flexible hierarchies. But if you're interested in that and you're in data center, you can check out the documentation link in the follow-up email of this webinar. And before I close this off, I just wanted to quickly cover some integrations Epic SumUp supports. So first, from the detail view editor, you can export your filtered results to Tempo timesheets or the EverIT time tracker. And on the data center and server side, you can extend Epic SumUp by using some scripted fields from your workflow toolbox or script runner in the summary panel and detail view editor, and use our Java API for some more complex scripting integrations. And more information on this can also be found in our documentation. And that's it for the introduction to Epic SumUp. Now you know how to do all the main things. Of course, if you still have any questions, you can check out the documentation linked in the follow-up email of this webinar. Reply to that email so we can have a more detailed chat on Epic SumUp and its features. Or if you want, you can also book a personal demo session with a member of our team where we can answer more questions, go into more detail on specific use cases and everything. The link is included in the follow-up email of this webinar, so you can book a time slot that fits you. And that's everything from my side for today. Have a great rest of your day. See you soon.